Hey guys, thanks for checking out my video today. I am continuing my series of testing glues with rhinestones on a stainless steel tumbler, and today I'm testing out Krystal Glaze. If you're new to the series, I am going to explain why I have this tumbler different colors. I am using this same tumbler to test different glues with rhinestones, and so to differentiate which glue I've used on which part of the tumbler, I've used different color rhinestones for each area. Here's my little quick glue color code. So I've already tested Liquid Fusion with the light pink rhinestones. Gem Tack rhinestones are the red color. I applied yellow rhinestones with the super tight Fusion Tack glue, and then today I'll be applying green rhinestones with this Krystal Glaze. In future episodes of this series, I am going to also test out Royal Glitz Diamond Glue, Dazzle Adhesive, and Bob Smith Industries 30-minute cure epoxy. And so this is the color code I'll be using. If you are interested in seeing what the results are of the Liquid Fusion, the Gem Tack, and the Super Tight that I've already tested out, check out the link in my description. I have a link to the playlist with all these glue tests in there. And if you want to get notified on when the next videos come out after today's video, then subscribe to the channel and you'll get those notifications. So now I'm going to get into Krystal Glaze specifically. I have used this glue a lot in the past, and here's the packaging. It was really cool. It came with the glue on it like this, and then it had like a clear plastic covering over it that I just peeled off, got the glue out. But the packaging is so simple, but also very clear on what this glue can be used for, and it gives great directions. So I'm just going to use this to introduce Krystal Glaze. One of the biggest pros about this glue that I really like is the precision tip needle applicator. If you've seen my other videos, you'll see that I actually put the Liquid Fusion, Gem Tack, and Super Tight into a squeeze bottle like this that has a needle point to give it that precision tip. So I had to do that myself. But in this bottle, this is how the glue comes already with the precision tip. So that is one big bonus that I really like about this glue. So that is one of the main features and selling points. This glue is clear, waterproof, it dries fast, and it's multi-purpose, which based on my experience, these are all true. Although I've only used it for rhinestones, so I'm not sure about the multi-purpose. But you can use this glue for rhinestones, crafts, phone repair, jewelry, glass, metal, fabric, wood, and more. And like I said, I've only used this for rhinestones. That's like almost the only crafting I do. And it works really well. So, and the back does give a little bit of instructions and a little bit more information, and I'll read that to you. Krystal Glaze was created to be used with rhinestones, jewelry, metal, glass, rubber, fiber, paper, leather, wood, cloth, nylon, PVC, ceramics, and more. Krystal Glaze is an industrial strength glue that is clear and waterproof. Its superior bond allows it to be used on stubborn, porous, and non-porous substrates. Krystal Glaze is transparent and dries in 3 to 5 minutes. They recommend to test a small area before use and allow 24 to 48 hours for a complete cure. Store in a cool, dry place. There is an asterisk here that says estimated 1-year shelf life. Now, I will recommend that you stick to that 1-year shelf life recommendation because I've had tubes of this glue that are over 1 year, and when I opened them to use them, the glue was no longer clear. It was actually green, like a clear green. It was really weird and bizarre. But when I went on the website and I bought some more, I knew that it would be like a fresh batch, you know? And then after getting this packaging again, I saw that estimated 1-year shelf life. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to buy one at a time. I'm not going to buy too many extra. But there is a warning on here to keep out of reach of children. The glue can cause irritation to eyes and skin, and in case of contact with eyes, rinse with water, wash your hands after. And it is recommended to be used in a well-ventilated area. I do recommend being in a ventilated area when using this because there is a very strong scent to it. And for people who are very sensitive with scents or, like irritants, it can give you a headache. So just a precaution on that. And then just to finish up what it says here on the package, avoid ingestion. If it's swallowed, contact poison control or seek medical attention immediately. So this glue is different than the last 3 glues I've tried. Those were non-toxic glues. This one is a little more toxic. So I think if you use it appropriately and are careful with it, that it will be no problem, but it is something that you'll want to be careful with. And the great thing is that it does have that precision tip, so you can have very easy control over where the glue goes, how much glue is applied. And because it dries really fast, it's not going to get everywhere. It's not going to be too messy. You'll notice when I get to the testing that it does dry fast. Like, you have to be quick with applying the rhinestones. So we'll see how it goes here in just a second. Now, the packaging does say that this is industrial strength and it is great to use on porous and non-porous surfaces. This will stick to pretty much anything, but I still always recommend that you prepare your tumbler before putting the rhinestones on. And by prepare, I mean sanding, washing it, cleaning it, getting it completely dry before you apply glue and rhinestones. If you need some help with preparing your tumbler, I do have a video that gives you clear instructions, and so you can check that out in the description. I have it linked there. I also have a video on all of the supplies that I use to not only prep my tumbler but also to bling the tumbler, so you can check that out in the description. And I mean, while you're at it, you can just check out my page. I have lots of videos on how to apply rhinestones to tumblers and different tutorials like that. I also have a lot of more videos planned for the future. Time is just my only hindrance, but if you are interested in any more bling help, of course, the glue series, when those get posted, you can subscribe to my channel and get notified. So moving on to actually testing this out, I am going to pull out my green rhinestones. And when doing the scatter method, which is what I do to bling this tumbler, but just the scatter method means just like no rhyme or reason really to how I apply them. I'm just putting them on here, fitting them in kind of like a Tetris type of model, except they're with round rhinestones. You'll see how I do it. But when I do the scatter method, I like to use 5mm rhinestones. I'm using resin here today, so 5mm, 4mm, and 3mm rhinestones. I'm going to grab those in a bit. And if you are going to use glass rhinestones, then that's going to be SS20, SS16, and SS12. Okay, while using this glue, I am going to use some gloves just because it is a little bit hard to film and apply rhinestones. And in the process of doing that, I don't want to get glue on my fingers or on my nails or anything because this stuff dries really fast and it's not as easy to just wipe away while it's still wet. So I just want to be a little more careful. I am going to demonstrate how to use this in real time, but then throughout the video, I will probably speed it up or skip through some of the application just because applying rhinestones all around here is probably going to take me about an hour and the video will get way too long to film the whole thing. So I will speed up and skip through certain portions of it, but I will give you guys all of the necessary information you need. So I'm going to start out by applying a few rhinestones here, and you'll see really close how nice this precision tip is. I'm barely pushing, squeezing this bottle, and already the glue's coming out. So I'm going to put just a little bit, which you really only need a little bit. And this is all I'm going to put because this is going to dry really, really fast. And while I'm not using this, I'm going to store it like this, where the needle tip is up on the top. That way, if I put it to the side, none of the glue is going to come out the side. And obviously, if I put it down, no glue is going to come out if I position it this way. So now have my rhinestones here, and I'm just going to start applying the rhinestones. This glue is already so tacky that it's already grabbing those rhinestones and they're not moving, even though the tumbler is upright. And normally with other glues, gravity would already pull those rhinestones down and it would be really slippery and I would have to be readjusting them. This one, that does not happen. I put the rhinestone on the glue and the glue already grabs it and is holding it. And within a couple of minutes, it's going to be dry. Like those rhinestones are not going to budge. Now we still got to let 24 to 48 hours go by before we wash it and before we use it, because the glue won't be completely cured. But I mean, the glue will be dry enough where the rhinestones at least are not going to go anywhere. So that's really quick. I can move these a little bit if I need to adjust them, but this one's already, that's the last part of the glue, and this one's already like not budging very much. So it dries really fast. I'm gonna add another row here and just keep going. This is a great glue if you do want to work fast. Like if you really want the glue to stick and not be having to mess around and fixing them and adjusting them after you applied them, this is really great. Now I have used this glue many times in the past on past tumblers, past projects, and I do really like it. I trust it. I haven't had experience with the glue not holding the rhinestones or anything like that. But I do want to mention again to those that may need to know that this glue can have a scent. I don't smell anything right now. This is a brand new bottle. I personally don't smell anything right now and it's not bothering me. But in the past, I have opened up bottles where there is a really strong scent. And so I always like to I have my back door open here in my bedroom. I have a back door to the outside. So I have that open just to let air come in. And I usually don't do this for too long, like an hour max. I guess that might be kind of long. It's not like super long in rhinestoning world, but like I'm not sitting here all day, you know, with the glue fumes, I guess you would say. Okay, I am sorry that I'm probably not getting a good angle or a good view on how I'm blinging, just because it's a little hard with the camera, but I am going to change angles and then you'll see a little bit more of how I'm adding these rhinestones. But it is going to be pretty repetitive, but you'll get to see the process as I fill in this green area. Okay, so I'm almost done with blinging this section of the tumbler with the Krystal Glaze glue. I'm just finishing up the last few rhinestones. Okay, last rhinestone. Okay, so the green section has now been covered up with Krystal Glaze and the green rhinestones. And you'll see the Krystal Glaze glue is pretty pretty transparent. So let me focus here. It does give a nice clean look underneath the rhinestones. Now I'm not going to touch them quite yet. I see they are all stuck in place, but I'm not going to touch them. I am going to leave this tumbler sitting on my desk upside down, just like this. I'm going to let it cure for 48 hours, and then I'll be back to do the initial wash test. Now, before I close up this Krystal Glaze, you'll notice that it got a little bit of glue on the outside. It got kind of gunky. So what I recommend doing is getting a paper towel or a coffee filter and just add some rubbing alcohol to it. And then just clean that tip before you close it up. That way it gets nice and clean and there's no buildup over time. It stays pretty clean. So just do that, and then it has the lid with the little needle that goes inside to keep it clear. If I can put it on. It's hard to do when I'm looking at a camera instead. Or maybe it's just hard to do with my left hand. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to let that sit here. I'm going to let this sit here. And like I said, I'll be back in 48 hours. Hey guys, I'm back after about a week actually of after applying the green rhinestones with the Krystal Glaze glue. Now the recommendations on the back of the glue do say to allow 24 to 48 hours to completely cure. I am well over that point. So these are completely cured. I'm going to do a little wash test here on camera just to see if any of the rhinestones fall off while I'm scrubbing them. I'm gonna lightly dry the tumbler, and then we'll see how the glue did. So I have a bowl of lukewarm water and Dawn dish soap, and then I always use a manicure brush to scrub the rhinestones, and that's what I'm gonna do now. While I'm here scrubbing the rhinestones that I applied with Krystal Glaze, I'm also going to scrub the super tight rhinestones, the Gem Tech rhinestones, and the Liquid Fusion rhinestones, just to see if any of them fall off on their, second, third, or fourth wash cycle. Okay, so far just scrubbing the rhinestones, none of them fell off on any of the colors. But next I'm going to go rinse off the soap, and then I'll dry it and I'll be right back. Okay, I rinsed off the soap and just patted the whole tumbler dry. The rhinestones that were applied with the Krystal Glaze still did not fall off, and actually none of the other rhinestones fell off either. So all of the glues are holding up really well during washing. Now, to see how well the Krystal Glaze glue holds up with a bit of pressure, I am going to put some pressure on these rhinestones by rubbing them really roughly, especially these ones on the edges. And it's still a little wet, but they are not coming up. I'm going to squeeze the tumbler and rub the rhinestones really hard, going back and forth. So far, none of them are coming off. None of them are budging. I'm also going to use my nails to scratch at them to see if any of them come off during that rough handling. I will mute it though, because it can get really loud on the video and can be kind of an annoying sound. So I will show it, but mute it. Okay, so I really scratched at these. I even like scratched specifically at these ones on the edge just because they're a little more vulnerable. They don't have protection on all sides. And none of them have come off. None of them have lifted. I haven't felt any of them coming loose. None have popped off. So honestly, the initial test of Krystal Glaze after washing and rough handling, Krystal Glaze is holding up rhinestones to a stainless steel tumbler. I do plan on using this tumbler every day for my daily drinks for about a week just to see how well all of these rhinestones do with daily regular use. So that will be another test that I'll report on in the future. In my next videos, I will be testing out Royal Glitz Diamond Glue, Dazzle Adhesive, and Bob Smith Industries Epoxy. So those will be coming up before I do that week-long test. I have a link in my description with a playlist to the videos that I filmed of doing these rhinestones, which are the Liquid Fusion, Gem Tech, and Super Tight, and then of course the Krystal Glaze for this video. So those videos are already in the playlist, and then I will be adding the last 3 glues reviews and tests in the playlist as well. So if you haven't already, you can subscribe to the channel. You'll get notified when those videos come out. And then you can also check the link in the description if you haven't already to get the full bling supply list that I have. It's completely free. It does have a link to this Krystal Glaze as well as the other glues that I'm using in this glue series. Well, thank you guys so much for checking out my video, and I'll see you guys on the next glue test.